Today begins our unit on Romeo and Juliet, written by William Shakespeare in about 1592. He was writing in the Elizabethan era. Usually his plays were set in the time before Elizabeth, but this one is Elizabethan. Set in Verona in the late 1500s. Characters are Capulets, so of course Juliet, who is 13 when we meet her at the beginning of the play, her parents, Lord and Lady Capulet, Count Paris, who will supposedly be her paramour, Tybalt, her cousin, and then her nurse, which really was a mixture of a governess, a nanny, and a personal assistant. We have Romeo, who, at the start of the play was 19. We have his parents, Lord and Lady Montague, his cousin Benvolio, his best friend Mercutio, and then his confidant Friar Lawrence. So the Capulets and the Montagues have a blood feud, which the young people, I guess, would say if a Capulet and Montague saw each other, it'd be on sight. So they meet at a party and they fall in love. They secretly get married. There's a fight between Juliet's cousin Tybalt and Benvolio and Mercutio because Romeo can't fight Tybalt because he's married to his cousin Juliet. Tybalt kills Mercutio, and then Romeo ultimately kills Tybalt. The Prince of Verona banishes Romeo, and while this is happening, Juliet's father, Lord Capulet, betroths her to Count Paris. So they hatch a desperate plan after Romeo is banished, or as they say in the play, banished. He's banished, and Juliet and Friar Lawrence get some poison. She drinks it. He tells her it'd be like almost a living death. It'll appear that she's dead, but of course, she's still alive. He's supposed to, of course, get the news to Romeo that she's still alive. But unfortunately, before Friar Lawrence can reach Romeo, he hears gossip that Juliet is dead. He goes to apothecary and buys himself some poison so he can die with his child bride. And then he drinks the poison once he gets to the tomb. Of course, this is after he kills Count Paris, who was standing guard at the Capulet family tomb. And then when Juliet wakes up, she sees Romeo's dead body. She takes his dagger and she kills herself. So what is the lesson at the end of the play? The Capulets and the Montagues agree, no more fighting. So why do we read Romeo and Juliet today? That's a good question. It's something we'll go over as we read the play. How does the story connect to the lives of teenagers today? Again, that's something I think will become clearer as we read through the play. So Romeo and Juliet is a tragedy. And tragedy is a dramatic work that has a serious or sad theme. It has a character that has many problems or weaknesses. And a tragedy usually ends with the deaths of the main characters, which here, of course, Romeo and Juliet die. Examples of tragedies. So as we're reading through the play, we need to think about what TV shows, movies, or books in modern era, show tragedy and how does a tragedy affect people's lives? So, Romeo and Juliet have a tragic love. It's considered a tragic love story. So, we ask ourselves, what is tragic love? And how does tragic love affect teenagers today? So, before we even start reading the play, I want you guys to think about that and write me 500 words answering the questions, what is tragic love? And how does tragic love affect teenagers today? All right, get out your books so we can start reading.